The Church of the Holy Innocents is the only church in Manhattan offering a high Latin Mass every day of the week. It is such a rarity that many travel across the New York metropolitan region for the daily 6 o'clock evening service. Edward Hawkins makes a trek every day despite his disabilities because the Mass inspires him.
The Mass takes us to a different place. We concentrate at the Mass. It requires a great concentration. It lifts us up. It brings us to a different level, removes us from the world.
But this church and others in Manhattan are at risk. A program called Making All Things New by the Archdiocese of New York is evaluating the membership, ministry, and fiscal solvency of the churches under its jurisdiction. Based on the results, some communities might see their churches closed as part of a consolidation.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Amen.
The potential closure of Holy Innocents signals a larger problem to Thomas Basili, who has been coming to this church since he was a child.
And it seems to me almost like someone intentionally dismantling the Catholic patrimony of this city. This is basically a Catholic city with a Catholic history.
The parishioners in Manhattan once made up 25% of the Archdiocese's population, but now they account for only 12%. That and the dwindling number of Catholic priests are just two reasons why the Archdiocese has to make hard choices, says Communications Director Joseph Zwilling.
Any kind of change is always difficult. We understand that it's difficult, especially for the people in their parishes who love their churches, who love the way things are, and they don't want to see any change. And we understand that. But we also realize that if the church is going to continue to effectively meet the needs of the people, it has to meet the needs of the people as they exist today.
But some Manhattan Catholics fear that their historic city churches, built on valuable real estate, are only on the chopping block to improve the Archdiocese's finances.
The financial condition of the Archdiocese somehow may be corrupting decisions to sell churches, close churches, and make them available for other usage to get the money that the church is physically worth.
Joseph Zwilling says that's just untrue. He says the Archdiocese spends $30 to $40 million a year to subsidize churches that cannot pay their debts, an amount that is unsustainable. The sale of a church will be the last resort, Zwilling says, and even when that happens, the proceeds will be used for the parishioners. The Archbishop of New York, Timothy Cardinal Dolan, is currently evaluating the program's final recommendations and is expected to announce a decision in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, the parishioners of Holy Innocents pray for the future of their church. On the Feast of Corpus Christi, an annual celebration of the Eucharist, they took their faith to the streets as proof that the city is still home to a vibrant Catholic community. Daniela Schrier, VOA News, New York.